What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back with another review of Ready to Love Detroit. This is episode 12, y'all. We have finally made it to the end. And when I tell y'all I'm so ready to get these people off my TV, because there are really no connections, okay? There's no connections. I don't know if everybody made a group decision to say, hey, we're all going to make it to the end and be friends. I don't know what this is, but let's just go ahead and talk about it. So we start the episode off with what? Another mixer. We got way more mixers than dates this season, and it is so annoying. But basically, this is the last hurrah for everybody to meet up, right? Okay, cool. So here's the thing. The men got into it. More so, Vince and Darius. So everybody's sitting down, they're chopping it up while eating, and I think the question was, if you were to do the experience over, would you do it? Like, would you actually do the same experience again? Darius pipes up and says that he would not. He said that it was very hard for him to navigate dating 10 different people, right? Vince pipes up and says, well, you didn't have to. You didn't have to date 10 people. And here's the thing. Both men are correct. Y'all, both men are correct. If we are going into this process with an open mind and you are being told consistently, get to know everybody, get to know everybody, get to know everybody, you will have to have conversations with 10 different women, okay? And you need to get to know them, right? That is absolutely true. It has been, I don't know how many seasons, okay, it's been since you could just go ahead and maybe select 2 out of the 10 and focus on them. Now, we've gotten to the point where it's like, oh no, everybody needs to date everybody. When in reality, no, y'all don't. Because if your lifestyles don't align and the things that you want in a relationship do not align, you don't need to waste time with that other person. For example, on this season, y'all, on this season alone, I cannot recall any deal breakers. There were no deal breakers. Y'all know every season we will have somebody that says, hey, I don't have children. I would prefer not to date a man who has kids. Ain't nobody doing that. Like, if this was another season, y'all, if this cast was on a different season, most of them would have been going home. Bello and that new baby that he got, that he only see sporadically, would have gone home a long time ago, no matter what he looked like. Vince, always being combative, would have gone home a long time ago. Darius and his pimp language would have gone home a long time ago. Like, if we really want to get to the nitty gritty of it all, I do feel like I said, both of these men have a point. Because Vince, his whole thing is, listen, yes, it is suggested that we get to know everybody, but you don't have to attempt to date everybody. Okay? And that's, again, it's very true. You don't have to date everybody. Like, if we really want to be technical, I feel like on this season, that was the main problem. Everybody was trying to date everybody, but nobody was making any real solid connections. Now, for some reason, the argument continued. But really, here's the thing. I feel like ever since that conversation that Ashley had with Vince, I don't know what she also told him about Darius, because it seemed like this man is feeling a way about Darius and who he is, right? And Darius, he ain't really rocking with Vince because Ashley went and told him stuff about, what they had going on. And I'm like, well, damn, is it the problem here, Ashley? But, I'm going to get on her a little bit later. The men are still going back and forth, right? So, after that, Vince, I don't know why it was bothering me so bad when he over here, I'm talking. I'm like, Vince, please shut up, okay? Now, here's the thing. What's crazy to me is that Vince is convinced that I guess Darius didn't hear the question correctly, right? I said, oh, no, baby. This is the same thing that happened with Cardi. Y'all remember when they asked the group, they asked them something, what they learned about themselves or whatever, and because Cardi did not answer it in the way that they preferred, they had a problem with it? Baby, this is the same thing. Darius did not answer the question to the liking of what Vince thought he should have answered it, so now he has a problem. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Okay? So then Vince ends up switching it up because I think they finally wanted to change the subject. And Vince was like, okay, well, we all know everybody was like, talking outside of the lounge when we all know we weren't supposed to. But what is something that you basically heard about yourself? And here's the thing. Ashley says that she was called a foodie call. Cardi is the one who gave her that title because basically he said that, she the type of girl that she gonna go out with you for some food. Like, we gonna go to dinner? Sure, I'll go to dinner with you, but ain't nothing more happening. But did the nigga lie? No, he did not lie. Ashley did not like these men on the show. First of all, Ashley was very negative towards them. Her calling, what's his name? Cardi shallow. She said that Devon was too feminine. Like the way she loves to rag and tag on Nicole because she had a thing for Ed and would like to be like, girl, clearly he didn't like you. Like, that's the vibe that I get from her. And I'm like, Ashley, something about you, boo. It's something about you. So, next thing you know, Vince, he's bringing it all back up about how, I understand why they shouldn't talk outside of the lounge, right? Because it's supposed to be a safe space. Now, in that moment, do I think that he was trying to defend Cardi? No. I think he just felt like overall, if y'all saying that the lounge is supposed to be a safe place for everybody to express themselves and how they feel in this, I want to say competition, but in this situation, y'all shouldn't be pillow talking on the phone. And here's the thing. In theory, yes, I understand that. And also, I feel like most shows, they don't want, people to go back and talk and have these phone conversations about things that are happening on the show because they want to show all of that on camera. If there's ever a confrontation needed, it needs to happen on camera. Like, I get all of that. Okay? But Vince and Darius get into it yet again. Y'all, they get into it yet again to the point where Darius is yelling about how, Vince is jealous of him. 3 of the ladies said that he was jealous and how he's intimidated by Darius. Y'all, I'm so confused because they don't even like the same women. The ladies that are checking out Darius have no interest in Vince and vice versa. So I'm just hella confused as to what all of this is over, y'all. But here's the thing. We have little Miss Ashley in her confessional talking about how Darius checked Vince and how she liked that. And I'm like, girl, I'm sorry. I'm giving you a side eye. You the type of bitch that will get a nigga shot up. I'm sorry, because I feel like the undertone of this situation is you and your bullshit. Yes, all the guys may not get along, right? And that's absolutely fine. They ain't got to be besties at all. However, I feel like this whole issue with Vince and Darius really started when you decided to go confide in Vince. And also what's crazy to me, y'all, is that I thought that when she confided in Vince, it was when they were on the fucking retreat. As in, like, she may have walked out of the room after they got done arguing. He happened to see her and it's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? No, bitch, you picked up the phone and called Vince. Vince didn't call you because he made it clear there has never been a connection between y'all two. So what I'm trying to understand is how you got a whole nother nigga involved in your shit and now your nigga is on his throat. But now you talking about, oh yeah, but my man, he defended me. Girl, what? Like, y'all, did we all just watch this bullshit? Y'all can keep Ashley. It's bad enough her ass is a fucking mean girl. Yes, I'm going to say it. Ashley is a mean girl. And I am just so confused. Like, y'all, I think she's absolutely beautiful. However, she be the main one yelling about how she's worked on herself so much. Baby, I think you have a lot more work to do. Because if you think that your man, or should I say your future man or whatever, is defending you in this situation, and you like that, I'm so confused. Because, y'all, what did Vince even mention about Ashley? I don't understand it. Child, we gonna move on to these meetups because the men are gonna meet the ladies' families. Bello meets with Dominique parents, okay? Dominique, you are the fucking problem because why did you tell your old ass parents who are in the church, your daddy's a pastor, that the nigga that he's about to meet is Muslim and a practicing Muslim at that? Girl, what are you doing? So you done sprung that on your old ass pappy, and then when Bello comes in, this nigga talking about he's traditional. He's a traditional Muslim man. Nigga, where? You do not operate as traditional anything. The fuck are you talking about? And then her daddy, he basically let it be known that he don't like the fact that Bello is Muslim, okay? Now, again, like I said, Dominique, you shouldn't have sprung that on that old ass man. But Dominique swears that she don't even care about the religious aspect of it, okay? She could tolerate the fact that he has a different religious belief. Girl, I guess. Moving on, Ashley has her brother meet Darius. Y'all, Darius don't know what the fuck to say, okay? I think the brother may have asked him what are like some red flags or what's like y'all, issue or whatever. And that man kept saying communication, and he started talking about rabbits and dogs and frogs. I stopped listening. I completely zoned out. I said, that nigga, he been talking in so much pimp talk. He over here talking himself in circles. What are we watching? Okay? It is very clear that Ashley's brother did not like Darius, but because he want to see his sister happy, he gonna rock with whoever she choose. Moving on, because I'm sorry, I just don't see it for none of these people, y'all. Vince, he meets Donna's brother and her cousin. Now, before he even walked in, they talking about the timeline. And as they continue the conversation, when Vince walks in, here's the thing. You have Vince saying that, he don't know how long it's going to take for them to get married. And Donna, she has a very strict, strategic timeline, right? She's like, I want to be married within a year. I want to have kids. I want to do all the things. And Donna, I get that. I absolutely do. But baby, you're the only one on a strict, rigid timeline. Only you. He's not on that same pace. And honestly, Donna, I gotta be completely honest. You do kind of sound a little crazy when you were telling Steven a couple of episodes ago how you would move in after 3 months. You will move in after 3 months. You will get married in a year. What? I get it, you trying to have kids, but baby, you're rushing for what? I'm really trying to understand. Because let me tell you something. You can try to do all the things right. Work on your timeline, baby. But that does not mean that you're going to instantly become pregnant and then you may have a baby. No. Because you may have complications. And it may take you longer to get pregnant. I understand she's a very calculated person, but I do think that her timeline is a bit delusional. It's a little bit delusional, y'all. A year to get engaged? I don't know. Now, Vince, I'm giving you a side eye as well because it don't take no damn 10 years, okay? It does not take 10 years to actually figure out if you want to get married again. The real question is, Vince, do you honestly want to get married again? Because everything that he says is like, I can or I can't. I can have kids or I may not. Like, you a little too go with the flow, buddy. You can at least come up with a timeline that's, okay, if she says, I want to be engaged in a year, you can at least say, you know what? I don't think that a year is possible because I still will want to get to know you deeper, but maybe in 2 years, I can see that happening. Come on now. Like, y'all are too old for this. And you've been married before. So there are some things that you should automatically know to do or not to do. Like, what are we talking about here? Now, I believe it was her brother was on Vince's side when it came to this whole timeline conversation. And her cousin was on her side. Child, I guess. Moving on, Ashante, her parents have to meet Darius and Bello. She has only been on one date with Darius, but he's about to meet her parents. Wrap the whole fucking season up. What was this? Now, Darius over here talking in riddles on what he likes about her, saying the same shit that he just said about Ashley, about her. And then Bello comes in. Baby, when they asked Bello about that goddamn baby, and that man tried to say that he has a 14-month-old baby, but really, it's closer to 2 years because, she was pregnant for them 9 months. Nigga, if you don't get the fuck up out our face with this, again, how is Bello still here? I don't understand how he was really trying to play in her parents' face. Not even just her face, her mama and daddy face. About that kid being here, but really it's been 2 years of him not dealing with the mama of his child. I don't understand it. Then he went on to talk about how, there isn't really a schedule for when he sees the baby. And here's the thing, because I want to say it was her mom who asked him, also, what's like your schedule for seeing your child? Baby, he didn't have no schedule. Because he don't ever see that damn baby. That's why. Even though he swear he has a kid, he's not involved at all. He said he only seen the baby twice. Yet, you find time to do whatever the hell else you want to do. I just don't see it for Bello, okay? I don't. But here's the thing, y'all. That mama must have stressed him out by asking them questions about that baby. Because that nigga whipped out a goddamn inhaler. I said, nigga, are you having an asthma flare-up? Why do you have your inhaler out? Since when did you use your inhaler? I said, oh, baby. He must have been stressed talking about that baby. Okay? So, again, here goes Ashante mama asking questions. She says, hey, where do y'all see yourselves, in 3 years? Both of them gave bad answers. Darius never mentioned Ashante. All he talked about how he want to be, this and have a family and that, blah, blah, blah. No mention of her. Then we get to Bello. This nigga talked about how he building these houses, okay? He's developing properties and blah, blah, blah. No mention of any woman, honestly. It was all about his career. Ashante, just go home. You should have just, right after that date, said, you know what? I'm tapping out, all right? Y'all, Tommy gave a whole montage of the journey. Who cares? Ashante, she came through dressed hella casually. First you see Bello show up, then Darius. She ended up choosing herself. Girl, and then for you to say that you were a placeholder, you absolutely were. But I feel like you knew that. Baby, you knew that 5-6 episodes ago, okay? Your person was never here. Vince, we see him and Donna. They choose each other. Whoop-de-doo. Dominique and Bello choose each other. Whoop-de-doo. Darius and Ashley. Y'all, Ashley is over there whining, crying, talking about how she has done so much work and she has done all these things to better herself. Well, girl, choose yourself then. Because this nigga ain't gonna help you none. Like, what are we talking about? Also, Ashley, you're saying you've done so much work on yourself. But, baby, I think you still have a lot more work to do. Okay? Now, here's the thing. I was with her when she said she wasn't about to be cooking and cleaning and all that after no grown man and his children. I was with you, girl. But, Ashley, you have so much that you need to still work on. Because that attitude that you got is horrible. The way you done brought a whole nother man into your situationship and now your man got an issue with him, that's a problem. You got a lot of problems, girl. But y'all, that was the episode. I will be back for the reunion. Hopefully it's better than this entire fucking season. Because my God, Detroit was horrible. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I will talk to you on my next review. Bye, guys.